And if you had to start again, what would you do differently? Or would you do anything differently?
Why would they leave you? You're the reason that there's an extra £30,000 in their business on a monthly basis. What do we do that has that same effect, that makes somebody want to stay and never go anywhere else? And the answer at the time was nothing.
But the ones that do want to take things to the next level, but they're scared of maybe spending money and stuff like that, the one thing that they don't understand is...
Because people have to fuck with you, people buy from people. If you can find a way to kind of like become whoever the person on the other side of the table needs you to become to get that deal done, you can win in every industry.
Like realistically, the skills that we're accumulating, they could apply to anything in the future.
100%.
I'd say that's probably the best thing that I could take.
Money is just people's time. $100 is however many hours of somebody's hard work. And if you can replace your hard work for somebody else's with this thing called money, how much more of it can you make?
Hello and welcome back to episode number 76 of the Gooms Podcast. We have a short and sweet episode today of just me and Chris, and we give you guys the answers to what we would do if we were to start our business again, building out your personal brand, and also the lessons that we've learned along the journey, and much, much more. Make sure that you subscribe. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers, and enjoy the episode. This podcast today is brought to you by GMS Creative.
Damn right.
GMS Creative help businesses scale and go to the next level online.
Anything but will elevate your brand's online presence, we cater for.
But yeah, man, how you doing?
I'm good. My belly's hurting right now.
I was going to say, be honest with them, you're not good.
Yeah, I'm good though. I'm good. I'm not bad. But I'm not feeling a bit under the weather today, guys. And I'll be real, we've been so busy this week. The first time we even spoke about a podcast was yesterday on Friday at like 4 p.m. We're like, oh, bro, fuck, we haven't done a pod. And we were like, fuck.
Being consistent sometimes, like with things, like being consistent, sometimes it can become a ball ache. But that's where the consistency and the discipline shines through.
Yeah, because we've both got better things that we need to be doing right now. Do you know what I mean? But here we are. This episode is going to be a little bit shorter and sweeter, purely for that reason. And as well, we've only got 48 hours to get it turned around.
Well, bro, listen, you've been in business now for 2 years. I want to know, and I'm sure the people at home want to know, anybody that's aspiring entrepreneurs, what have you learned from being in business for the past 2 years?
I'd say patience. And I think you can second that. Patience is a really, really strong and important skill. And you don't really get to learn it until you get thrown all the shit that comes with trying to build something and start it from scratch.
And if you had to start again, what would you do differently? Or would you do anything differently?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But again, I actually saw E-Man yesterday. It was like his E-Man unscripted video came out from the Mod Ball or Gumball, whichever fucking one it was. And they were like, what's one mistake that you would go back and you wouldn't do again? And he was like, none of them. And the kid was like, what do you mean? Why? He's like, I made shitloads of mistakes, but these were all learning lessons. They're all lessons that I learned. And did I spend some stupid money on some stupid shit? Yeah, but I learned from it, and it's part and parcel. I can't go back and say if I cancelled that, would I still be where I am now? Or did that allow me to learn something which then allowed me to do well or better in something else? Or do you know what I'm saying? Like, we say everything happens for a reason. Do you know what I'm saying? And I believe that. Would I change some stuff which would have possibly progressed us quicker? Probably.
Like,
I don't know, spending like hours on end trying to learn how to become a really good editor, or do you know what I mean? Like, when I probably could have saved those hours on end and spent my time doing stuff that I know I'm better at, and then paying somebody to do it. Like building out the team, building out the systems at an earlier stage, I think would have propelled us quicker.
Well, what the saying is like the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and then the second best time is now.
Today, yeah, for sure. But what's the context to that though, with what I'm saying?
But you're saying that you could have spent that time better.
Yeah.
You know,
start now.
People. Yeah,
but
for
sure.
We have started now.
Yeah, well, yeah, 100%, bro. But yeah, if there was one thing that I would potentially change, and I don't think it's a mistake, because we didn't go under. We're still here. Do you know what I mean? Still thriving, still growing. But
What is it, like 70% of businesses do go under within their first year of business or something like that?
I don't know the statistic. You're the
fact-check
stats guy, bro. Yeah, you've thrown it around a couple of times. It's something like that, isn't it?
I think I'm going to fact check it, man.
But yeah, bro. That's what I would have done differently. Just built out the systems and had more of an entrepreneurial approach to it as opposed to the work. Oh, and also as well, my personal brand.
Oh, 20% of businesses fail after the first year. It's my bad.
20%
Yeah.
fail. Or 20% carry on going.
No, 20% fail.
Right.
They fail after their first year.
I mean, that's still pretty impressive. 80% of startups carry on going after their first year.
New businesses, only 90% of businesses don't make it past 5 years.
90% don't pass 5 years. Mm-hmm. Wow. But again, it
Almost
makes sense.
halfway there, mate.
Makes sense, though.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And as well, it doesn't necessarily mean because the business failed. It might just be because being in that business, like the skill sets that you've created or the network that you open yourself into can be like, right, okay, I can carry on doing this, or I've got this opportunity here where I need to act quickly and then I need to spend my time there and, okay, we'll close this company, open this company. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It doesn't necessarily mean that the business went under, but because I think you learn a lot of shit in business and you meet a lot of people in business along the journey. And I think as you progress, the more people you meet, the more rooms you're in, the more clients you deal with, the more conversations you have, your knowledge in the space is just constantly evolving and growing. I mean, what did our client say to us yesterday? He's like sat with his boss, like a trillionaire, and was just like, I'm just watching the way that he talks and moves and operates and the way they do business, and I have to I'm just sinking it in like a sponge. This guy's 45 years old, bro. Like he was like a kid in a candy store.
Well, that's what I like. I wouldn't say advocate for. Like, don't say they're absolutely silent. But this is what I mean by like.
I think
just listening to people just taking in info.
Yeah, I think there's time and a place as well. Because you can go and you can sit and you can listen and you can just be like, and not really be present. And someone will be like, I'm not really gonna have another conversation with you because
yeah.
What the fuck did you bring to the table? But then if you go and you listen and then you make somebody think, or you ask a question that not a lot of people ask, or you show a bit of character, or stand out from the crowd. Mm-hmm. So go listen, of course, take in information, but then also throw something back to the person to make you stand out, to make them remember you. So that second conversation is like, I remember that kid. He challenged my opinion when he had fuck all. Where's he at now? Do you know what I'm saying? Like that sometimes can leave a little bit more of an imprint as opposed to just looking at someone like big eyes and just like nodding your head and just. But again, it's like everything, balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to swing the question back to you. What would be one thing that you would change? You missed it actually. I quickly said the personal brand. I would have started the personal branding stuff a lot sooner.
Yeah, I agree with that, but like we said before.
Yeah. It's happened now.
I wish that we fucking started doing business at 15.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I wish I bought Bitcoin in 2010 as well.
Literally.
Well, actually, it would have been illegal for me to buy Bitcoin in 2010.
Listen, the personal brand, or maybe even, not even so like just to build a personal brand, just like documenting everything a little bit more. And like people will follow along for the journey. That's effectively like the best personal brands. That's what they are.
Yeah. I do think because of we
literally had a meeting in this room yesterday for 2 hours and the lights didn't go out once.
I do think we are in a position now, though, where we can spend more time on this stuff because the systems are in place. And like in the first 2 years, if we're literally sat on Premiere Pro from fucking 10 a.m. until fucking sometimes even 10 p.m., the last thing you're thinking about is fucking putting your stuff into a timeline and being like, yeah, let's edit now. Like,
well, bro, listen, from my understanding from other like agency owners that I've spoken to, like literally within the past week, like they still like debate, like, do I get an editor? Do I not? So like they've been in business now for like 5 years and stuff like that.
Yeah, but those motherfuckers aren't us.
No, exactly. What I'm saying is like we've started a lot sooner than they have.
Yeah.
Just in terms of even putting things in place.
Yeah, I also think our service is slightly different though. Because I think the people that you've been in contact with or in conversation with, like, do specialize more so in crafting and creating beautiful pieces of content. And to find somebody that can edit like that it's a craft as opposed to a job. Do you know what I'm saying? And to bring somebody in, it's like bringing a nanny in to look after your kid. Like, they'll probably be able to look after your kid and the kid will be alive when you come back home, but are they going to look after the kid the way you did? The same way, are they going to edit the video that I would? But with our service, it's fast turnaround, output, obviously quality, but it's not, whoa, shot selection, that's beautiful. It's just get it fucking done, get it fucking out, next. And do you know what I mean? I don't think we need, I don't know where I was going with it, but do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it's slightly different in what we're kind of trying to push and create and scale effectively.
I don't think that there's, I mean, going back to obviously swinging the question back around to me, it is very easy for me to say that there is no like regrets, which I am a big believer of. Like, everything does happen for a reason. But like, ideally, like, if I was starting like from scratch again today, I think like everything to do with marketing, and I know that that's like a bit of a weird thing to say, like, as an agency owner, like a marketing agency owner, but I think everything to do with marketing, I would have started a lot sooner in terms of marketing ourselves and understanding how to market better.
Yeah. Because
at the start, there wasn't really an understanding. This is if I was to start again from today.
And we weren't marketing though, were we?
Yeah, exactly.
We were just creating. And I think there's two very different things. Two very different things. But bro, I'll never forget it, that yacht day that we had after we spoke with Kieran for the first time. And me and you were like at the back of the boat. And I was like, broski, like, we need to find a way to make the return on investment for our clients strong. Because there's not one right now. He's talking about generated X amount of fucking numbers for my clients. Of course they're not going to fucking leave you. Do you know what I mean? They were doing 10 and now they're doing 40. Why would they leave you? You're the reason that there's an extra £30,000 in their business on a monthly basis. What do we do that has that same effect, that makes somebody want to stay and never go anywhere else? And the answer at the time was nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because we were just creating. Yeah. Do you want us to make you some reels? Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, broski. But it's lessons, bro. It's lessons.
I think somewhere as well, good to start, if we'd start again today, would be like understanding where we can find opportunity better.
What do you mean by that?
Well, when we first started, I'd say, like, for instance, if someone did come to us for a website, like, yeah, maybe we'd try and sort it, but like nothing would really come from it, for instance.
Okay. But what do you mean? How does that make a difference in opportunity?
Okay. The best way for me to put it now, is I know that we've had guidance from people, but again, like, it's if we were to start again today. For instance, we found opportunity for potential clients and stuff like that through running our own ad campaigns. Yeah. Speaking to more people. Yeah. You know, just outreaching to people, going out and doing things. Which, you know what, potentially we were doing like the cold, like, outreach, going knocking on people's doors at the start, but like we weren't really going to the right businesses. They wouldn't really have budget and stuff like that. We didn't really know what we were selling.
I think that's the main one.
What, we
didn't know what we were selling.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, do you want some social content? Not, are you generating any leads for your socials? Are you organically growing for your socials? How many people are you touching and reaching on a monthly basis? Why not? Boom, 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 boom. This is what we can do for you. This is what we've already done for someone else. Boom, boom. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you're just like, do you want us to film some stuff of your business? Like, it's only going to make your page look good. It's not necessarily going to have anything else for you. Yeah. Again, I think it's just it's lessons, bro. It's us understanding the game that we're in. Because realistically, bro, we had no idea. Like, this business started on your side hustle, and then it was like, oh, okay, it's just doing, like, all right, I could do with a side hustle. Like, bro, why don't we, do you know what I mean? And it was just like, yeah, let's get a camera, bro. Like, and we'll just film some stuff, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just not, that's all it was. There was no previous experience. There was no real kind of strategy. There was no real, how can I come to a business owner and really offer value, save them time, save them money, make them money? There was none of that.
If we were to pack everything in today and if you were to pack everything in today with what we're doing, what would you say the most valuable thing that you could take from what we are doing is?
What, from the business?
Whatever. Could be a skill, could be like financial, it could be anything.
The most, like, for me individually, what I would take from these last 2 years and move forwards with the most, and it would help me the most, probably my ability to sell somebody something. Because I think if you can sell somebody something, you can speak to somebody, you can be successful in whatever industry you're in. Because people have to fuck with you. People buy from people. And if you can find a way to kind of like become whoever the person on the other side of the table needs you to become to get that deal done, you can win in every industry.
I would say sales as well, but from a different aspect, more so like marketing, because marketing is sales, really. But I'd say...
Is it?
Yeah. 30 years ago, there was no such thing as marketing. It was just all called sales. Literally.
Would you say the Coca-Cola advert was sales? Or
marketing, like, marketing's like a very new thing. It's been around like the past 20 years. Like before then, like it was all just called sales, basically. But like,
I don't have any facts or stats to kind of come back to you with, so I'm not gonna.
My way to like look at it though is, let's say for instance, I was to start a brand tomorrow. I feel like with everything that I've accumulated over the past 2 years, I feel like if I was to start a brand tomorrow, bearing in mind, like, there'd still have to be some kind of budget there as well. Do you know what? Even with like a minimal budget, I feel like I'd be able to effectively grow that brand or business within a shorter space of time.
Yeah.
Than I would have 2 years ago. Like a lot more effective. Like realistically, the skills that we're accumulating, they could apply to anything in the future.
100%.
I'd say that's probably the best thing that I could take.
Well, I think we're truly blessed to be in the industry that we're in. First of all, because it's low overheads and allows us to do a lot of the things we still want to do. But our service applies to everybody, just at different levels. Do you know what I mean? Like, every single business in the world that is successful does the stuff that we sell. So regardless, do you know what I mean? Like, of if we're going to go away and start an e-com brand, or we're going to go away and build another service-based business, we've got the skill set that needs, do you know what I mean? Or the network of people that allows us to do the stuff that we need to do to put our product service in front of the right people and then to close them, or to make them check out, or to make them. If we started our dropshipping business that we tried to do 2 and a bit years ago tomorrow, I think we'd generate I think we could get the store to a 6-figure store in a year with the skill set that we've got now and the connections that we've got.
I agree. Could import a whole crate full.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it'd be our own product as well. Like, but because of the skill set that we've got, when we first got into it, we were like, yeah, we've got a camera, we can make some cool ads and we can start pushing them. We didn't know how to set up an ad campaign. We didn't know how to really create something that's going to convert. We didn't know different strategies it's going to make certain people impulse buy for certain types of products, price points, target audiences. All of these things that are our day-to-days are also business owners' day-to-days. But we're just the guys that do it for the business owners because they don't have the time to do it. So yeah, I think on a whole, bro, if we packed everything in tomorrow and went into something else, we'd be using all of the skill sets that we've learned over the last 2 years and apply it to everything, to anything, especially business.
I think from a little side quest from what you were just talking about, one thing that I think that's holding a lot of business owners back, that maybe, because there's some that don't want to grow and they're happy with a small business and that's fine, but the ones that do want to take things to the next level but they're scared of maybe spending money and stuff like that, the one thing that they don't understand, or the two things that they may not understand, is they need to spend their money more wisely to save themselves time. And effectively what hiring an agency is, such as ourselves or anybody else, all we're doing is saving you time so that you can completely focus on your business. And it's what a lot of business owners that you potentially jump on a call, the smaller business owners that don't really, this is maybe a little bit too expensive and stuff like that. It's the one thing that they just don't take into consideration.
Well, they think short, don't they? Mm-hmm. They think if I've got to put this amount of money up front, they don't think about, okay, well, if I put this money up front, how much money is it going to save? How much time is it going to save?
Well, sorry to cut you off. I was going to say, and this was the flaw with when we first started our agency, and to anybody at home that is actually like starting an agency or just a service-based business, is like, what are the actual results and how do you save them time?
Yeah.
Whilst getting them those results simultaneously.
Well, an example I would use best, because it's just the first that came to my head, was I had a conversation with Lou and Jeeks after the pod when you had to shoot off because I think you had a date with the missus that night, and I ended up having a conversation with them, and I said, boys, how much time do you spend editing your content? They're probably like, I don't know, like 5-6 hours each a week. I said, so 12 hours, so 4 days of work you spend editing. If I could tell you the same level of content can be going out, the same quantity, and it's going to cost you $100 a week, how much better would your videos be if you spent those 12 hours sitting together and planning what's next, what we're doing, what's the concept, what's the storyline, where are we going, how are we doing this? Do you know what I mean? How are we going to go to the next level? Are we thinking about a product? That $400 a month that you're going to spend to get an editor to do the stuff that you're doing that's going to save you 12 hours a week, how much more beneficial can that 12 hours a week be if you spend it wisely doing something else? They didn't get an editor because they couldn't front the $400. They couldn't think in their head, well, $400 a month, that's a lot of money, we're going to spend $400 a month. As opposed to thinking, if we spend $400 a month, how much more can we plan in to go into the next level? And it's about just thinking short. And I think it's basically what you've just said. If the business owners that think small and think short term and don't allow themselves to think, okay, in 6 months, in 12 months, how much more time could I have saved to basically get a return on my investment for, do you know what I mean, for that? And Tate says it, money is just people's time. That's all it is. $100 is however many hours of somebody's hard work. And if you can replace your hard work for somebody else's with this thing called money, how much more of it can you make?
Yeah, I've just had a thought and just something from basically what you're saying. I've spoken to a lot of brand owners in the past month, I'd say, like e-com brand owners. And I've said the same thing to every single one of them, and not one of them, all of them had the same excuse, I don't have the time, etc. If these guys, regardless whether they hired an editor or not, because like editing this style of video like is not time consuming at all. It's like 10 minutes of your day. Literally, you could do it fucking sat home on the settee on your phone. I've said to them the same thing, and it would be the easiest way for them to scale their business. And it's just get a tripod and just put your phone up and just document what you're doing every single day and just do a voiceover over it. Like, I guarantee if they did that every single day for a year, their business would be in a way better position than it would be from just running XYZ campaign and posting the pointless fucking videos and images on your business account.
Yeah. One thing, though, you have to take into consideration, I had a conversation like this last night, not everybody wants to be in front of a camera. Not everybody wants to be the face of a brand. Not everybody wants a social presence.
I do understand that, and that's fair enough, but
because it's our bread and butter, it's like a no-brainer to us. But to a lot of people, that's a very uncomfortable place to be.
I hear that, but like a good few of the people that I did speak to, like they want to be the face of the brand, or like they don't mind being the face of the brand. They don't mind getting in front of the camera, but effectively they aren't the face of their brand. They're the face of their personal brand, directing people through their funnel to sell.
Yeah.
Effectively. Like they're only building up their personal brand. They can still bring out this, and this.
Yeah. I hear you. And look, I mean,
it's something that we could probably do even a little bit better. I mean, we're getting better at it.
Yeah.
I know that there is plans for the future as well.
We look at you guys like your E-Mans and your Hormozis and your Williamsons and these guys that are very, very big guys in the industry, and whatever they do or sell or are kind of providing gets sold, gets bought because everybody trusts them as people. But you've also got to think about there's a lot of other brands that are churning over big, big, big money, and don't have a face of the brand. Don't have, do you know what I mean? Like, we just don't see them because we're not looking for them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
the reason that
think of the guy that owns Velo, bro. The product is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's marketed so good. It's in the target audience is, once you get them, they're not really going anywhere because of the product. Is there somebody that's like, yeah, but do you know what I'm saying?
Right. There's two angles that I can take from it though. For instance, let's say I don't know, a sportswear brand or something. Mm. For instance, or Whoop. Like, look at actually, do you know what, Whoop's probably a bad example.
The director of Whoop doesn't do his own stuff. He does it with other people.
Well, yeah, he does now. He's pretty good at marketing himself. He's done like a little pod run and stuff. I've seen him everywhere. But Whoop's just gone to the next level, and his strategy was just unbelievable by what Khaled said to us, by reaching to people that are in these, like LeBron's. Within the first 100 users, have you seen the clip?
What?
Within the first 100 users of Whoop, you had LeBron James and Michael Phelps. Within the first 100 people that had a Whoop, bro. Because he reached out to people in their circle. And do you know who it was as well? Their trainers. He was like, who spends the most time with these guys, and who they're going to listen to? The trainers. And
if I can convince the trainers, this is going to take their training to the next level.
Within the first 100 users, bro, two of the biggest athletes in the world ever. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, literally, it's a couple goats. Mm-hmm. And then now Ronaldo is like, his biggest investment ever has gone into Whoop as a brand ambassador. The most followed person in the world.
I wonder if it was like Ronaldo's actual choice. I'm not saying that you paid him, or whether it was again like through
he was
someone that Ronaldo spent a lot of time with, and it kind of inspired him to get one.
Well, look, from what we know of Ronnie is that he's a specialist. He takes insane care of his body, similar to LeBron. And the reason that they're both still going at the ages that they're going is because of that. This little thing on your wrist is a tool that is very affordable. You forget you're even wearing it. You wear it 24/7. You can have different colorways, so it goes with your outfit. It doesn't really look too out there. And it's telling him, how good was your sleep? How good was your recovery? Do you know what I mean? What's your average heart rate? How much stress were you in today? How are you? Like, these little things that are going to make him still like be that top 1% better. When I got it, the Whoop, you're like, why did you get it? And the boys were like, well, I was like, I saw Ronnie wearing it. And this was months before, well, not months, but it was like 2 months before he signed with Whoop. But I'm going through his IG and I can see he's got a Whoop on in every single fucking picture. And I don't know if you've realised as well, but when Ronaldo plays, he has white tape over his. It's because he's got his Whoop on still. My boy's playing in fucking the Euros with a Whoop on. Before he was a brand ambassador, he was wearing it day in, day out. So to answer your question / statement, I think he just really fucked with the product. And they caught on to the fact that he was wearing it and put an opportunity in front of him. And he was like, well, yeah, I wear it. I can advocate for it. It's fucking brilliant. It helps me with X, Y, and Z. Why wouldn't I give you shitloads of money and market it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I actually downloaded an app today that it tells you like all of your data from your Apple Watch and basically just does what Whoop does through like an algorithm. I've been low stress now for once in the past 60 days.
Low stress?
Yeah.
Damn. My mom was just calling me. Let me just quickly text her and just tell her I'm in the middle of a pod. Sorry. Go on.
I was going to say, back to the original topic that we were on, so we don't sway too much from it, is what I was getting at is, for instance, let's say you take a fitness brand like Nike, who have been around, obviously I know they started off running, whatever, but they've been around for however long, 50 years, 60 years. They've been around for a very, very long time, and they've had a very long time to build up their brand. Obviously, it was very different. When they first started, it was very, very different for them to grow a business. But now, a way to accelerate your chances of having a successful fitness brand, I don't know, smart wearable, anything in the world, would be to document that journey. And that's what I was getting at through speaking to these brand owners or speaking to anybody, documenting exactly what they go through and what they do. I wouldn't say it's the only way. I think
it's a quick, effective, and cheap
way
to do it.
Exactly. Like the way that I'm looking at it is, it's not the only way to grow a brand. It's just the way to accelerate it.
Yeah.
Like, look at George from Represent, for instance, and he's an example that you can keep going back and back to. If he didn't do the shit that he did, I don't think that Represent would be where it is today, purely because like he took himself and his personal brand like to the next level and went on the podcast runs and started doing all of these crazy fitness things. And like he was I don't doubt that he was living the brand before, but documenting it more.
I also think when we're talking about someone like George Heaton, though, George Heaton has got his brother who works purely behind the scenes and is a creative genius. Outside of his brother, he's then got a team of, let's say, 5 years ago or 4 years ago when Represent really started to go to the next level. I know there's people in there, day in, day out, that are doing the tasks that need to get done that maybe he can't do or wouldn't want to do, which allows him to then have the time to do it. The brand owners that you're talking about don't have the luxury of that team. So for them to really live the brand and become a face of the brand is more difficult. Because, I mean, look, he might have been doing it and maybe we just didn't see it. But 10 years ago when Represent were doing that oversized long stuff, and was George personal branding then? Or was he just in the business, just focused on making sure orders are getting shipped and getting put out because he had to, or else no one else would? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's stages and there's levels, similar to what you said about Whoop. Although he went and he marketed it brilliantly, now he's doing a bit of a podcast run. Now you've got a face, you can put a face to the brand. But Whoop's already $1 billion company.
Someone else, another guy there that I could give an example of, I can't remember his name, but you know the brand UVU, don't you?
Well, no.
The fitness brand. They've fucking killed it. It's like a Cole Buxton sister brand.
I don't, but go on. If I've seen it, I'll probably recognise it.
Yeah, the guy that basically started the brand, he's like, he doesn't so much document this running brand and building that, but he documents his journey with fitness. Not even talking videos. He just constantly posts about the challenges that he's doing and stuff like that. And like, I won't lie, like the guy's cool as fuck as well, which always helps.
It has a direct correlation to what he's selling though. Let's speak about our friend Alex, for instance. How do you become a face of a brand when you're selling something that you don't use, that you don't, without being like a, do you know what I mean? Like without it being a pet page or, do you know what I'm saying?
My take on it would just be documenting and growing the business.
Yeah, for sure. But is somebody following you as an entrepreneur gonna lead to direct sales if your niche isn't that? Do you know what I'm saying? But if you look at somebody like E-Man, obviously we're looking at the top now, but if you look at someone like E-Man, all of his stuff on the personal brand side of things is how I did this, what I'm doing to achieve this. But then it ties in completely with what his service and what his businesses are, because it's also for other people in the same position as him to go to the next level. Does that make sense?
Yeah. One thing that I will say to contradict my argument is I feel like we're in a place now where we're moving out of the personal branding slightly and it's going into like community branding. So if you take again like all of these brands, for instance, the running brands, they're all starting run clubs now. Like for a pet brand, for instance, like you'd organize like the big walks that people do all together. If you've ever seen those, like the community management, not the community management, the community branding, making people feel a part of a movement and a cult is taking brands to the next level as well.
I'm going to say something now and I'll call you out on the pod. Just reminded me.
My run club.
Yeah.
I was straight up with everybody. I just said I didn't want to do evens no more. It wasn't me. I was running with a few of the boys in the morning. They couldn't hack it. But I haven't completely stopped building the community, to be fair. I had a few interesting conversations. Could potentially be a little Saturday morning thing, just start out a couple of pals and just grow the community that way. Yeah.
Well, the only reason I'm saying it here is to hold you accountable, because I know that was something that you were really passionate about.
For me, it was just the 6 p.m. It just wasn't me. And I just didn't want to do it at 6 p.m. Like, end of, like, full stop. Like, if I'm going to train, I know obviously if I do a double day, I don't really have a choice but to do it later in the day. But doing a 6 p.m., it's just not me. That was it.
So, moving forwards, 6 a.m.s, Saturday mornings.
There isn't anything locked in right now. It's just going to be me. I've met a couple people that go to our gym that live around me, and I basically said to them all, like, I want to build like a sick community of like guys that just like kind kind of get after it within this space, and Saturday's a day that kind of works for us all, and we're just going to kind of make it a thing that we go on a Saturday morning, but then I'll just continue to grow the network. I mean, one of the guys can only do 6 a.m. anyways, which is perfect for me.
Yeah.
Because that holds me accountable as well to get out by 6.
Let's go. Oh yeah, should we wrap it up? Short and sweet?
Yeah.
Everybody, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure. Yeah. Everybody, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure. Thanks for tuning in, as per usual. Short and sweet episode, because your boys have got shit to do. We've got an interesting guest for you guys next week. A DJ. We'll leave it at that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell notification on so you get notified every time we release a podcast. And we'll see you all next week.
Love, guys. We'll catch you later.
Peace.